Welcome. I'm so happy to be back at the Presbyterian Church of Barrington, and I can't wait till we can be together so I can see all your smiling faces. But until then, each week I'm going to prepare a video with a story featuring Miss Penny. That's going to have a theme of the week, a Bible verse of the week, and of course some fun activities. And look out in the mail because every week I'm going to send a packet that has information on the activities for the week as well as some materials. This week's theme is friendship, and our Bible verse comes from Proverbs chapter 18, verse 24. If you'd like to read along in your own Bible, feel free to pause this and go grab it. The verse says, "Some friends play at friendship, but a true friend sticks closer than one's nearest kin." And now we're going to move along into Miss Penny's story. Now she says, "My name is Penny, and I am a dog. I live with my mom and dad. I often visit with my cousins, Carol and Doug, who live with their mom and my Auntie Sarah. I was sad when they recently moved to Chicago. Luckily, I have good friends that I often play with who live near me. Harvey Hound and Barney Beagle are my best friends. We go to the dog park together and play chase with the ball and tug of war with a stick. The other day, two big dogs, Bowser and Beanie, wanted to play with us. They told us they liked us best of all the dogs in the park. That made us feel really happy. But then they took my ball, the one that my grandma gave me for my birthday, my very favorite most ball of all, and played keep away with it, and they wouldn't give it back. They hid it and teased me and made me cry. They were not real friends. They just pretended to be friends so that they could play with my ball. My really true friends, Harvey and Barney, chased those two pretend friends away and found my ball. I'm glad Barney and Harvey are my friends. Since my cousins moved away, I don't have any family dogs nearby, so I'm happy I have true best friends. We will always be there for each other." Good story, Penny. Thank you for sharing that with us this week. Now I'm going to let Miss Penny go so we can move on to our other activities. Say bye, Miss Penny. Now, our first activity is going to involve this packet that I sent you that has two balloons and some little pieces of thread. Now, we only need one balloon for this, and each child in your family should have their own packet. So take out one balloon and blow it up. You might need a parent to help you tie it. And what we're going to talk about with the balloon is static electricity. I'm not going to get a lot into the science because I am not a scientist, but if you're interested in learning more about static electricity, then please Google it and you can fill me in on the specifics. It has to do with charges, negative and positive charges, but today we're going to more just play with what static electricity does. Now, if you're walking on a carpet, especially in winter when the heat's on, you might get a shock if you touch something, and that is static electricity. Now, for today, we need to get those little pieces of thread out too. They're in the little tiny plastic bag that was in with your balloons, and put them on the table. Now, the little pieces of thread represent your friends. I don't know if you can see them now. Oh, mine are falling off since I put them on a clipboard. And you're the balloon. So what we're going to do is rub the balloon really hard on our heads. That's going to create the static electricity. I don't know if you can see here, but it makes your hair do all kinds of funny stuff. Rub it really hard, and then we're going to roll it over the thread. And you can see, because of the static electricity, it picks up the thread. Now, you're going to say, what does this have to do with our theme for today, friendship? Well, this little project is called Sticky Friends, and it represents that true friends stick with you in good times and in bad, when you're happy and when you're sad. you know that true friends are there for you. And true friends can be somebody from school, a neighbor, a brother or sister, your mom and dad. We have all kinds of true friends in our lives, and you know that they're the ones you can count on. Another true friend is Jesus. Jesus is somebody that you know is always with us in our hearts. So when you're having a great day and you can celebrate and know that Jesus is with you, celebrating with you. And when you are having a rough day, you can pray to Jesus and ask for comfort and know that he's also with you in those uncomfortable times. So just know, just like this balloon, that Jesus sticks with us as your good friends stick with you, and that he's always in our hearts. Now, we can put the balloon aside, save that for later, maybe play a few games with it. And the next thing we're going to do is make friendship bracelets. What else would you do when your topic is friends? We're going to make these cute little friendship bracelets using buttons and yarn. They're super easy, and in your packet, each child should have received a packet, that little baggie that has a lot of different yarn in it and a couple of buttons. Now you have enough yarn, I think, to make actually 4 bracelets, but 2 buttons to make 2 bracelets. So you can, if you have more buttons around your family, you can keep making them. The reason I put in extra yarn is so that you can decide what colors you want. There's enough yarn that you could do one of each color, or you can mix and match. My bracelets that I did, I was mixing and matching different colors. But if you wanted just a purple bracelet and you have purple yarn in your packet, then feel free just to make a purple bracelet. And there's 2 buttons and enough yarn for 2 bracelets so that you can keep one for yourself and make one for a good friend. So what we're going to do is in addition to what you have in your packet, you're going to need some tape and some scissors. Now, I'm going to bend this down so you can see what I'm doing. Okay. Now, let's see. I'm going to do a multicolored one. So I'm going to choose 3 different colors of yarn. I don't need that one. Then we're going to take these and put them all together like this. And then if you see that they're a little uneven and you want to even them up, you don't have to, because we're going to cut off the extra at the end, but if you want to, you can cut off some extra. Now there's plenty of yarn for your bracelets. And then we're going to fold it in half, and we're going to make a loop. So just make a loop, and then we're going to twist it over and tuck the loop side through. So we're just making a knot. Now we need to make sure that our loop is big enough for our button. So I'm just going to test this out. And yep, my button will go through there. So I'm going to tighten it up. Now, we need to make sure we secure this. We're just going to braid it. And in order to secure it, you have a couple different options. You can put it on a clipboard to hold it nice and tight. Or if you have a binder, you can put it in a binder, and that will hold it nice and tight. Or what I'm going to do, got my balloon there, I am going to just use some tape. I'm going to tape this right down, and that way I can braid it. Turn this a little to the side so it's easier. Now you can do all kinds of things. In this one, I separated my braids. You now have 6 strands, and I'm going to separate them by the colors of the strands. And that's what I did in this bracelet. So that's kind of what it looks like. But if you wanted a more marbly look, these are the same colors, but I mixed the colors in the strand, so it's more of a marbly look. So whatever you prefer. And then we're going to take the left side and move it to the middle. And then the right side and move it to the middle. And then the left side and move it to the middle. And just repeat that. And we're going to keep moving these up so it's tight. So we're just going to keep moving them, alternating sides, moving them in the middle. If you hear some scratching in the background, that's actually Penny. Now it might be easier to do this and make it tight if you hold it in your hands. Now I'm going to put this on my chest so you might be able to see it better. So we just alternate, moving the ones on the end in the middle. And braid it down. Okay, I'm going to turn it back around so I can, it looks like I might have missed one there, but that's okay. It'll make it look a little unique. Yeah, it's a little hard to braid backwards. I'm going to keep braiding until I have it long enough to go around my wrist. So you need it long enough to go around whosever wrist this is going on. So I'm going to test my wrist. And yeah, it's just about the length of my, or the circumference of my wrist. So then I'm going to take this, take another piece of tape, and put it right where the braid ends. I'm going to take my button. I'm going to pick whatever color I want to thread the button with. And I'm going to go from the back of the button first and stick that through. And then I'm going to go through the opposite side. We're only going to thread this through 2 of the holes. Sometimes it's a little hard because it starts coming apart. So we're just doing 2 of the holes like this. And then I'm going to take the other piece of yarn that was with that strand, and we're going to tie a knot. That's going to secure the button. And as you know, when you tie a knot, you need to do it 2 times. So, and that secures it. Okay, then I'm going to take this off, take the tape off, and then you're going to take all your strands and you're going to divide them into 2 groups of 3 each. And then you're going to tie a knot with these 2 groups. So, right, tuck it through there. Mine's jiggling a little bit. Just make sure you get all the strands through. I missed one, so I'm finding it. There we go. There. I have all my strands. Pull that tight. And then to make the knot, you obviously need to do it one more time. Make sure I get all 3 strands through the hole. See, that little tan one just doesn't want to go. Okay, one more through the hole. There we go. And pull it tight. And there we go. Now we're going to cut off all this extra yarn. We leave a little bit for a fringe. And we're going to take this off. Voila! Friendship bracelet. And then you just put it around your wrist. Oops. Maybe have somebody else do this for you. Put it through the button. And there we go. Beautiful. Now you'll see I messed up a little bit on my braid there, but you know what? I think it looks gorgeous. It gives it a little more character. Okay, I'm gonna move this back up so you can see my face. Oops, a little tipsy-turvy there. And that is it for this week's video. I'm gonna end us in a prayer. So if everybody could bow their heads. Dear Jesus, thank you for being my true best friend and for always being with me. Amen. Thank you so much for joining me this first week. I hope you enjoyed all of our activities in our story, and I can't wait for you to come back for next week's activities. Look out for the mail and email, and if you have any friends that would like to join, just please send me their email and their mailing address so I can make sure that they get all the information. You can send that to Dana@pcbarrington.org. Thank you so much and God bless. Until next week.